lively dinner I've ever had, and
That's not tribal.
It's not
Bro,
tribal.
that's tribal but advanced, bro. They got the
But
gas.
then you can't. If it's not tribal, how can you ever taste something if it's not what you're saying you have a taste?
I'm not looking for something that's tribal. I'm not looking for something that's tribal.
It's been going on for like 30 minutes already, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is the kind of primitivism you want requires tribalistic society minimum.
I think you've misunderstood what I actually.
Okay, you want like some form of hoboism.
No, I seek the abolition of the present state of things. That's about as fucking complex as I can make it.
I don't get what that fully means. Do you mean like you just don't want to participate in an active society?
That's one way to do it, and that's what I try and do as much as possible. But the reason I say we're coming from different experiences is because where I grew up, financially and in terms of the luxuries that were there, was pretty good, but my family wasn't very good, and I got out of that very quickly, and I began indulging in a lifestyle where I was putting myself on the line heaps. Like shit.
But it's a personal thing.
That has nothing to do with any kind of like.
Like you weren't put in that spot, you put yourself in that spot.
You're a thrill seeker.
I'd be classed as a thrill seeker, like, by people today, but I feel like obviously you grew up in the islands where you didn't have electricity, and now you're kind of reveling in the fact that you have all these like, you know, all this
I've had
abundance.
these things for most of my life, but I can reflect upon my earlier life and go, wow, I remember when it got dark, you literally just sat there in the dark because you couldn't do anything. It was too dark to do anything. That's what that shit is. As opposed to now, it's 9 o'clock at night.
That's normal is like really fucking cool.
But
like I've done that before.
No, you've always. But the similar. What you're not.
The thing is, you chose to do it. You have the option to not have to do that. Yeah, that's the whole argument about. Like he's telling you that he lived his life, at least the early childhood of him, in a terrible state of fucking, quote unquote. You know, what would be the best way to explain it? In a primitive society, let's say this, in a primitive society, unfortunately, since again, nowadays they shouldn't really be like that anymore, but it is what it is. But you chose yourself to put yourself in a worse situation because you thought it'd be cooler as an experience.
Because I'd be living more. It'd be more
right,
alive.
You'd be living more.
Like, you said that you're working 72 hours a week. Like, what the
76.
Fuck? 70.
That's no.
Fuck that.
Fairly speaking, that's unreasonable for the fact that I don't want you to burn yourself, dude.
No, that's what I did when I was younger to get the experience I needed to work where I work. Now I only work 66, but I had to work the 76 to acquire the experience.
That's still like a lot of hours.
That's still a lot of hours, but it allowed me to acquire the goals I wanted. So I could work just.
You sacrificed for it. Now you got something you like.
I like the standard of living. I wanted it. So my mother has always been a high earning woman, right? She's always earned around about $150,000 to $180,000 my entire life, right? Now, when I came to Australia and I wanted to live a life similar to my mum, I'm not as intelligent as her, but I am bigger and stronger than her, being male. So I used that as my way to try and make money, and I knew that that's valuable to a degree. It'll get me jobs like still fixing, which pays really good money, but it's not good for my long term.
That shit's really good pay.
Yeah, exactly. I was making when I was working in Canberra, $4,500 a week. No joke, not even joke.
Fuck me, that is some good shit.
It is, but
decent, bro. We're gonna get that.
It's a terrible long-term goal. Because the most still fixers by the age of 40 will end up with a major back injury that will last their entire life. And I didn't want to be that, so I dedicated, a portion of my life to working as a still fixer and then a portion of my life to working as a machine operator. But because I wasn't an actual machine operator, they just put me on it and were training me and didn't pay me machine operator wages. I was just using that to get the experience I needed so I could become a proper machine operator, and that's what I am now. So I work less hours now because I'm in a job that I've got the experience for it. I don't need to work those hours anymore, but I still want the kind of lifestyle my mother has, and I can't, do it through intelligence, so I do it through my own means, through experience and physical capability. And that's why I work the hours I do, to try and keep, what I want and achieve my goals. I bought my first house. I'm planning on buying my second house. and I want to keep doing that, and it requires sacrifice. That's what I'm doing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. So you desire what your mum has. I desire something
desire to
different.
maintain.
And that's why I'm saying that our experiences are very different, and this is a subjective conversation that's not really going to go anywhere.
Well, yeah, it's not experience. It's we have different goals, but our experiences are completely different. In that you want something like tribalism, but you don't want tribalism. From what I'm understanding of how you want it,
it's sort of complicated.
It's almost like it's almost like hoboism, like tribal hoboism.
That is a funny word.
Like I said before, look, I said before, if I didn't have to take these, I'd be fucking out there somewhere, like climbing trees for fun.
That dangerous.
Shit.
Climbing trees isn't something we do for fun. Like, if you ever do tree climbing for coconut, no, when you're climbing trees, proper trees to actually get food and shit, they're tall as fuck.
Well, I'm not talking about that. I'm actually. Don't worry about it. I read this story from this guy who chose to be homeless, and he was like, I fucking love this shit. I went out and I don't have a job. I went to Walmart and I stole all the food I needed, and then I went up and climbed a tree and ate it, and then I went down and hung out with other homeless people, and I just go around and do what I want every day.
Yeah, but
that sounds really good.
The lifestyle you want,
I'd probably do that.
Yeah, but the lifestyle you want would require other people to maintain a society for you.
Well, that's okay. Not necessarily, because I feel
like. Well, where are you gonna get food then? You can't just rob them all if no one's working at the mall.
If you have the will to live, you're gonna live. There's a reason a caveman didn't try and start a fire and then go, oh man, I'm just gonna jump off a fucking cliff. Like he was like, shit, I gotta get a fire going because I want to be alive.
Most scientists believe that the caveman didn't start a fire. We just learned that when lightning struck areas, we would then use the fire to chase animals towards us.
That's not my point. I'm saying if
I just want to believe a caveman.
If I get into a set of conditions wherein I have to fight for survival every single 3 seconds, if I have the will to live, I'm gonna learn how to do it. If I don't have the will to live, I'll be like,
okay. I'm gonna tell you both something. So,
first of all,
here, where I used to live, Open, Pennsylvania, we had a society. Up where I was in Pennsylvania, there was a
I'm sorry for stopping this interruption, but at the moment we have the quick word from our sponsor, Shadow Raid Legends. The greatest mobile game.
Raid Legends, yes.
I'm gonna punch him in the ball. Anyway.
You wouldn't. You don't have the ball.
I don't. But
yeah, that's so
there were these people. They all chose to be homeless. They lived in a society called Tent City. Tent City had about 1,000 people.
Are we talking about like Tennessee or
same thing?
True. Yeah, you're saying sorry? Uh-oh.
It was called Tent City. Basically, homeless people would go there. They wouldn't have to pay rent because they brought their own tent. There was electricity, but that was because they were stealing electricity.
Good, as you're supposed to.
Based.
From like the colleges.
Based. That's sick. Big ups those homeless guys. Holy shit.
Basically, that kind of living requires other people to work for you still.
Okay, look.
Oh yes. Regardless of what you do, people will always work for you.
Tomorrow, if literally everything just went bang from the moment, it'd be like shit. I have to find food. There's a bin chicken over there. I'll fucking throw a rock at it and I'll eat the cunt. I need food.
Yeah, but that's. It requires other people to have to work hard for you while you get away with it.
In this current state, I'm only doing this because I can't really go out. Almost all the land is owned. I can't go out into a national park and start living in the forest somewhere because it's a protected area.
Well, you can go to other
So,
countries where you can do that. Like, there's
I'm gonna tell
places
you
in
guys a little
Africa
bit of a
that
fun
do that way.
fact.
Legally, you cannot.
People who
But
live.
that shouldn't stop you, because it's open.
Yeah.
That shouldn't stop you. That's so fucking true.
That's true, but then
Well, you
again,
can
they're
pull up.
probably just gonna like they'll find you eventually because they survey those national parks. Like,
Hold on, everybody. The worst part is. Okay, hold on. Give me out.
Take this tutorial that I found on YouTube. Okay,
This simple
of,
tutorial. Do not follow the
how
rules.
how to hide in a cave for the rest of your life. Return.
No,
Get
okay,
returned.
guys.
So, hang on.
The
Was
worst
the
part
author of
is.
this
if I didn't
original?
have to take
Yeah.
estrogen.
Hey, original. Was the author of this book fucking Osama bin Laden? Like,
Wait,
how
what?
accurate
I
is
don't
this
know what
knowledge?
you're
Like,
talking about. It's very actually. Like, we're on about true.
how does he
cave
know
dwellers
that? Like,
here.
yeah, but how does he know like you'll never be found? Like, is he still living in the cave to this day?
Yeah, bro.
Well, I think the problem was he left the cave and went to Pakistan, and they found him there.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he like took a quick trip to Pakistan, basically lived there all of his life while they invaded the country next door, when Pakistan was the ones like holding him. So that's that.
Yeah, no, he was like living in like a military town, and the US was like, "How the fuck did you let this guy live like half a kilometer away from the academy?" And they're like,
This is the
He looked
US.
like-
Race cells
Their
could
excuse was
exist.
he looked like everyone else with a beard. Come on, dude.
We're gonna assume it was him.
He didn't
He
leave the
blended
house.
Yo, Kip, I'm only here
Yeah,
to
what's
talk to Kip. Kip, nothing?
Yeah, sure.
Oh.
Hop on the other PC.
I don't.
I thought you joined here for me, bro. What the fuck?
Nah, bro.
Man,
Got your goofy ass.
But yeah, no. So, anyways,
just
then they
help
would
the
also
boys.
do things like so they would have some people go and buy them food from the grocery stores.
That's lame.
Well, then there was also people who would actually literally support them by like, oh hey, Tent City is running low on food. Let's go bring them like rurally owned businesses, like someone's local hot dog restaurant. They would send them excess food that they didn't have, that they didn't need.
Oh, that
anything
place would have
for.
fucking stank.
Yeah, bro. Have you smelled like fucking hot dog? Jesus.
Oh no, it was
Whenever
a
that
whole
hot dog
lot.
delivery came in, I'm like, fuck. It stinks like shit.
Yeah, no, so the restaurant was called Downtown Dogs, and it was legit just hot dogs. Like, oh, you want hot dogs and fries? We got hot dogs and fries.
What? America just
Yeah,
sounds like a
you-
more miserable place.
I know. What kind of a
That
restaurant
exists.
only does like that's it? Like you got a whole restaurant and the only thing
I
you
mean,
can do is this.
Bunnings
You're
where
fucking useless.
Bunnings is the restaurant itself. Let's be real here. Bunnings Warehouse is a restaurant. Don't fucking like it.
Oh, Bunnings Warehouse is a restaurant.
Oh, bro. Hey,
Well,
my
see-
uncle's the one who does that fucking fundraising shit. You know, the sausage sizzle down at the front of the Bunnings.
Oh, is it a fundraiser? I thought it was literally just like.
Yeah, that's for his kids.
Oh, no.
His kids are, rugby games. They do fundraising for that.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, that's why like
Yeah.
Bunnings
Warehouse.
supports.
So-
Bunnings, yeah. Bunnings quote unquote supports them by letting them, set up there.
Oh,
They don't
yeah.
actually give them anything.
Poofy. Do these people live there because, like, by choice, or because they were like literally fucking economically decimated and homeless?
Both by choice and because they were economically decimated.
The ones that were there by choice and were sapping that shit up and weren't going out and getting it themselves, I do not fuck with that at all. Like that's just fucking lame. That defeats the whole purpose. Like,
Man,
the
what kind of
reason-
metagaming are you doing right now, bro? Do some metagaming stuff.
Look, let me show you a book. Let me show you a fucking book.
I just realized you could go to America and join an Amish society.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Well, they probably wouldn't let me take
But
estrogen.
if you get an Amish
Oh,
society,
shit, yeah.
you're different.
But then again, like if you're going to take estrogen, you can't live that kind of a lifestyle.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah,
That's exactly
they're-
what I'm saying.
Because they're very, very.
I don't know how many times I said it. I'd just go out and just like be a fucking vagrant if I didn't have to take this.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, like that is a choice you have to make, right?
It is
You
a
have
choice
to
I
make
have
certain
to make.
Yeah, you have to make
And-
certain sacrifices for the lifestyle you want. Just like you brought up me having to work that many hours. That's the sacrifice I make for my lifestyle. This has to be
Yeah,
that has to be the
that's fair
sacrifice you make for your lifestyle.
That's fair enough.
Camille, you cheating.
But I compromise differently. The only thing that's stopping me and how dedicated I am to this lifestyle that I want. The only thing that's stopping me is estrogen, and that's the only thing that I'll sacrifice.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You have to, we don't like making sacrifices. That's why they're called sacrifices. But that's what you need to do.
Yeah, of course. But I don't feel like this is. I don't feel like taking estrogen is the same sacrifice as like wanting a house.
Well, no. The sacrifice I make is a good portion of my life. I'm 24, and I spent 2 years working 76 hours a week. That's a long fucking. That's a lot of time.
That is, no free time at all.
Like if I worked that long for a house and I got the keys to this massive mansion, I opened it and it was this huge house, I'd burst into fucking tears. I'm like, damn, I wasted all this time getting something that I don't want, but you want that, and that's cool.
Oh yeah, it's definitely not a mansion. I definitely don't buy a mansion, but it's a goal that I achieved.
And could be so fucking lonely.
So
much space that can't be used most of the time.
Yeah,
I get that, bro. I live in. So my mum, she went into semi-retirement, and so she lives in my house, and I live in her house. And this house was too goddamn big for me, and I was fucking sick of cleaning it. It's ridiculous because I need one room, and then I need to use the kitchen and the lounge room for a little bit, right? That's it.
Use a fucking study.
There's fucking 4 bedrooms. There's 3 bathrooms. The fucking lounge room and kitchen is huge, and I had to clean that every fucking week. So I rented out the other half of the house just so then I wouldn't have to keep cleaning.
Good job. Smart move.
At least
there could be some outcome out of it.
Purely so I wouldn't have to clean it.
Dude, just imagine the fucking money. It's like it's a waste if you're not gonna fucking rent it out.
Oh, it goes into my house. Like I'm trying to pay off the house.
Of course, it goes back.
The second one.
It goes back into it, especially if you're trying to invest. So it doesn't go to waste. Don't worry.
Yeah. Oh well, and you know what? Another thing about it, Ozzy, in regards to that, yeah, it's probably a cultural thing as well. Because to me, land is very important in my culture.
I don't have any sort of cultural connection to land, so yeah, that's probably why I don't give a fuck.
In our culture, you can't buy land. You inherit it, or you take it.
Yeah. No. I totally understand. That's a very typical tribal society thing to do.
So yeah.
You take it.
I guess that's also. Yeah. Well, you take it because your clan wipes out another clan.
No, I get it. I'm just joking.
This conversation is really now going around in circles.
Well, it is interesting shit. Like we're just talking about land, or taking land.
We're like silly shit. This is a fucking porn server. Let's talk about some silly shit.
Trust me, this is not the worst conversation we ever had, so don't worry.
Yeah.
We gotta worry.
Listen to Natalie.
Don't even worry. I've been in sillier conversations than this. But this was good. Anyway, where else?
Jay, where are all the femboys? Jay, where are all the femboys at in Western Australia? Come on, give us the hints.
Where are they?
Yeah, exactly it. We're Batman.
I mean, I date one who's in the BC. I don't know where all the femboys are. All I know is I'm lucky to have one.
Yeah,
I need them, Jay.
You got one. Where'd you get that one? Like, were there all?
Jay, I need them.
Make a model.
Jay.
In Queensland. Are you fucking shit in Queensland?
Yeah, no, I'm in Victoria. Mel's in Queensland.
Ah.
Man,
Okay.
the way God, if I
I
ever
need
want
to
to
get to
visit it,
Queensland.
it's so
I'll have to
fucking
go visit my mother.
expensive. Oh,
Well, I bought a house in Queensland, so at least I have a good reason to go up there. Plus, it's tax deductible, my flight. So.
Where
Man,
are
why
they,
do
Jay?
people live so fucking far away?
Where are they?
I don't fucking know. Come to Australia and find out, bitch.
If anyone
Motherfucker.
ever buys any property, by the way, a little known fact is, if you buy a property and it's investment property, whenever you fly up to the state that property is in, you can deduct that in your tax.
Nice.
Even if it's not, even if it's not actually, because you put it under inspection, right? I don't go and inspect my mom's, that's my mom's house. I'm not gonna